Hi guys, it's Kelly and I am back with guy number 7. This guy was named Don. I'm still in high school. He was in high school with me. And Don was kind of a backup guy. Like, oh, I'm not dating anyone. Well, I can just go out with Don. Oh, I have no one to hang out with tonight? Well, I'll just hang out with Don. But I think Don kind of felt the same way about me. So I think we were kind of like each other's backup. So Don lived in this really big house in Oakton, Virginia. And he lived there with his mother, who was single. And I asked him, where is your dad? And he said, oh, don't worry about him. I never talk to my dad anymore. Like, we never talk to him. He's totally out of the picture. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And so anyway, I would go out with Don. He had a motorcycle. First guy I ever dated that had a motorcycle. That's kind of cool. But Don had a lot of weird quirks. And he wasn't that great with the conversation. So it's probably why... Yeah, so at one point, Don picked me up and took me to this nice new apartment in this area called Fair Lakes, which was like brand new back then. And he said, it was a nice new apartment complex. The apartment itself was just kind of sparsely furnished and it was new, but it wasn't very decorative. And Don said, this is my own apartment. And I was like, wow, you're in high school. Like, we're in high school. How do you have your own apartment? And he said, oh, my parents just bought it for me. They just felt like I needed my own apartment. Because, you know, everyone that has a huge house and one child would totally buy them their own apartment when they're still in high school. I mean, they're not going to say something like, oh, no, you can just sleep in the basement or that room way over there. No, they would totally buy them their new apartment. So I was astounded. And Don was always like, oh, don't touch that. Don't do this, whatever. And he always said that we could only be there at certain times. Like sometimes I'd be like, well, why don't we go to your apartment? He's like, oh yeah, not right now, not right now. I didn't get it as a teenager, but Don, I'm on to you now as an adult. I think that apartment was Don's dad's apartment. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. And I'm pretty sure that's why we could only be there at certain times and things like that. Because I think, man, I work until 9 usually. You can look at my schedule online. Not that you need to stalk me like that, but you can. So hypothetically, if I had a bratty kid, they could have people over to my house and say, oh yeah, this is my own apartment. But I don't have a kid, and if I did, they would not be a brat claiming that my house was their house. I mean, it would be their house, but it's not like their house, you know? So anyway, once after high school, I was still seeing Don, and I went to this place. He told me to meet him at this place that still exists, but it's now, I think, an Indian grocery mart. Don told me to meet him there, and back then it was like some back alley pool hall, and he said, they serve minors here, alcohol, and I'm like, I don't drink. And he's like, well, just come on in here with me. So I came in, and there were some people there, kind of questionable, and Don said, this is Kelly, and these are the kind of panties she wears. And I was like, wait, what? Like, no. And then those other guys were like, oh, do you wear those kind of panties? And I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, I said, Don, you are so disrespectful. Like, I just can't even. That saying wasn't around then, so I doubt I said that. I probably said something with cuss words, and so all these guys were looking at me, guys like, way older than me, my same age, etc. And I said, you know what? Whatever kind of panties I wear and whether Don has seen them or not, one thing is for certain, Don will never see my panties and neither will anyone else in this room. I know that's right. Because you know what? It is not cool to disrespect someone at all. So please do not disrespect me. And I need you, please don't disrespect me. Please subscribe to this video, like my channel, and tune in for many more adventures. Thanks. Bye.